JB and I are almost 13. Twins. 2 basketball goals at opposite ends of the court. Identical. It's easy to tell us apart, though. I'm an inch taller with dreads to my neck. He gets his head shaved once a month. I want to go to Duke. He flaunts Carolina blue. If we didn't love each other, we'd hate each other. He's a shooting guard. I play forward. JB's the second most phenomenal baller on our team. He has the better jumper, but I'm the better slasher and much faster. We both pass well, especially to each other. To get ready for the season, I went to 3 summer camps. JB only went to 1. Said he didn't want to miss Bible school. What does he think, I'm stupid? Ever since Kim Bazemore kissed him in Sunday school, he's been acting all religious, thinking less and less about basketball, and more about girls. At the end of warm-ups, my brother tries to dunk. Not even close, JB. What's the matter? The hoop too high for you? I snicker. But it's not funny to him, especially when I take off from center court, my hair like wings, each lock lifting me higher and higher like a 747. Zoom, zoom. I throw down so hard, the fiberglass trembles. Booyah! Dad screams from the top row. I'm the only kid on the team who can do that. The gym is a loud, crowded circus. My stomach is a roller coaster. My head, a carousel. The air, heavy with the smell of sweat, popcorn, and the sweet perfume of mothers watching sons. Our mom, a.k.a. Dr. Bell, a.k.a. the assistant principal, is talking to some of the teachers on the other side of the gym. I'm feeling better already. Coach calls us in, does his Phil Jackson impersonation. Love ignites the spirit, brings teams together, he says. JB and I glance at each other, ready to bust out laughing, but Vondi, our best friend, beats us to it. The whistle goes off. Players gather at center circle, dap each other, pound each other. Referee tosses the jump ball. Game on. The Sportscaster. JB likes to taunt and trash talk during games like Dad used to do when he played. When I walk onto the court, I prefer silence, so I can watch, react, surprise. I talk too, but mostly to myself, like sometimes when I do my own play-by-play in my head. Josh's play-by-play. It's game 3 for the 2-0 Wildcats. Number 17, Vondi Little grabs it. Nothing little about that kid. The Wildcats have it. First play of the game. The hopes are high tonight at Reggie Lewis Junior High. We destroyed Hoover Middle last week 32-4, and we won't stop, can't stop, till we claim the championship trophy. Vondi overhead passes me. I fling a quick chest pass to my twin brother JB, number 23, a.k.a. the jumper. I've seen him launch it from 30 feet before. All net. That boy is special, and it doesn't hurt that Chuck Demand Bell is his father. And mine, too. JB bounces the ball back to me. JB's a shooter, but I'm sneaky and silky as a snake. And you thought my hair was long. I'm 6 feet, all legs. Oh, wow, did you see that nasty crossover? Now you see why they call me filthy. Folks, I hope you got your tickets, because I'm about to put on a show. Crossover. Noun. A simple basketball move in which a player dribbles the ball quickly from one hand to the other. As in, when done right, a crossover can break an opponent's ankles. As in, Darren Williams' crossover is nice, but Allen Iverson's crossover was so deadly, he could have set up his own podiatry practice. As in, Dad taught me how to give a soft cross first to see if your opponent falls for it, then hit him with the hard crossover. The show. A quick shoulder shake, a slick eye fake. Number 28 is way past late. He's reading me like a book, but I turn the page and watch him look, which can only mean I got him shook. His feet are the bank and I'm the crook, breaking, taking him to the left. Now he's took. Number 14 joins in. Now he's on the hook. I got 2 in my kitchen and I'm fixing to cook. Prepping my meal ready for glass. Nobody's expecting Filthy to pass. I see Vondi under the hoop, so I serve him up my alley-oop. The Bet, Part 1. We're down by 7 at halftime. Trouble owns our faces, but coach isn't worried. Says we haven't found our rhythm yet. Then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Vondi starts dancing the snake, only he looks like a seal. Then coach blasts his favorite dance music, and before you know it, we're all doing the cha-cha slide. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 1 hop this time, right foot, let's stomp. JB high-fives me with a familiar look. You want to bet, don't you? I ask. Yep, he says, then touches my hair. Ode to my hair. If my hair were a tree, I'd climb it. I'd kneel down beneath and enshrine it. I'd treat it like gold and then mine it. Each day before school, I unwind it. And right before games, I entwine it. These locks on my head, I designed it. And one last thing, if you don't mind it. That bet you just made, I decline it. The Bet, Part 2. If I lose the bet, you want to what? If the score gets tied, he says, and if it comes down to the last shot, he says, and if I get the ball, he says, and if I don't miss, he says, I get to cut off your hair. Sure, I say, as serious as a heart attack. You can cut my locks off, but if I win the bet, you have to walk around with no pants on and no underwear tomorrow in school during lunch. Vondi and the rest of the fellas laugh like hyenas. Not to be outdone, JB revises the bet. Okay, he says. How about if you lose, I cut 1 lock, and if you win, I will moon that nerdy group of 6th graders that sit near our table at lunch. Even though I used to be one of those nerdy 6th graders, even though I love my hair the way Dad loves Krispy Kreme, even though I don't want us to lose the game, odds are this is one of JB's legendary bets. I'll win. Because that's a lot of ifs. The game is tied when JB's soft jumper sails, tick, through the air, tock. The crowd stills, tick, mouths drop, tock. And when his last second shot, tick, hits net, tock, the clock stops. The gym explodes. Its hard bleachers empty, and my head aches. In the locker room, after the game, JB cackles like a crow. He walks up to me grinning, holds his hand out so I can see the red scissors from Coach's desk, smiling at me, their steel blades sharp and ready. I love this game like the winter loves snow, even though I spent the final quarter in foul trouble on the bench. JB was on fire and we won, and I lost the bet. Cut. Time to pay up, Filthy, JB says, laughing and waving the scissors in the air like a flag. My teammates gather around to salute. Filthy, 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 they chant. He opens the scissors, grabs my hair to slash a strand. I don't hear my golden lock hit the floor, but I do hear the sound of calamity when Vondi hollers, "Oh, snap!" Calamity, noun. An unexpected, undesirable event, often physically injurious. As in, if JB hadn't been acting so silly and playing around, he would have cut 1 lock instead of 5 from my head and avoided this calamity. As in, The huge bald patch on the side of my head is a dreadful calamity, as in, after the game, Mom almost has a fit when she sees my hair. What a calamity, she says, shaking her head and telling Dad to take me to the barber shop on Saturday to have the rest cut off. Mom doesn't like us eating out, but once a month she lets one of us choose a restaurant, and even though she won't let him touch half the things on the buffet, it's Dad's turn and he chooses Chinese. I know what he really wants is Pollard's chicken and barbecue, but Mom has banned us from that place. In the Golden Dragon, Mom is still frowning at JB for messing up my hair. But Mom, it was an accident, he says. Accident or not, you owe your brother an apology, she tells him. I'm sorry for cutting your filthy hair, filthy, JB laughs. Not so funny now, is it? I say, my knuckles digging into his scalp, till Dad saves him from the noogie with one of his lame jokes. Why can't you play sports in the jungle? He asks. Mom repeats the question, because Dad won't continue until someone does. Because of the cheetahs, he snaps back, so amused he almost falls out of his chair, which causes all of us to laugh and get past my hair issue, for now. I fill my plate with egg rolls and dumplings. JB asks Dad how we did. Y'all did okay, Dad says. But JB, why did you let that kid post you up? And Filthy, what was up with that lazy crossover? When I was playing, we never... And while Dad is telling us another story for the 100th time, Mom removes the salt from the table and JB goes to the buffet. He brings back 3 packages of duck sauce and a cup of wonton soup and hands them all to me. Dad pauses and Mom looks at JB. That was random, she says. What? Isn't that what you wanted, Filthy? JB asks. And even though I never open my mouth, I say thanks. Because it is. Missing. I am not a mathematician. A plus B seldom equals C. Pluses and minuses, we get along, but we are not close. I am no Pythagoras. And so each time I count the locks of hair beneath my pillow, I end up with 37, plus 1 tear, which never adds up. The inside of Mom and Dad's bedroom closet is off limits, so every time JB asks me to go in there to look through Dad's stuff, I say no. But today, when I ask Mom for a box to put my dreadlocks in, she tells me to take one of her Sunday hat boxes from the top shelf of her closet. Next to her purple hat box is Dad's small silver safety box with the key in the lock and practically begging me to open it. So I do. When unexpectedly, what are you doing, Filthy? Standing in the doorway is JB with a look that says, busted. Filthy, you still giving me the silent treatment? I really am sorry about your hair, man. I owe you, Filthy, so I'm gonna cut the grass for the rest of the year and pick up the leaves, and I'll wash the cars, and I'll even wash your hair. Oh, you got jokes, huh? I say, then grab him and give him another noogie. So what are you doing in here, Filthy? Nothing. Mom said I could use her hat box. That doesn't look like a hat box, Filthy. Let me see that, he says. And just like that, we're rummaging through a box filled with newspaper clippings about Chuck DeMan Bell. And torn ticket stubs and old flyers and... Whoa. There it is, Filthy, JB says. And even though we've seen Dad wear it many times, actually holding his glossy championship ring in our hands is more than magical. Let's try it on, I whisper. But JB is a step ahead, already sliding it on each of his fingers until he finds one it fits. What else is in there, JB? I ask, hoping you will realize it's my turn to wear Dad's championship ring. There's a bunch of articles about Dad's triple-doubles, three-point records, and the time he made 50 free throws in a row at the Olympic finals, he says, finally handing me the ring, and an Italian article about Dad's Bellissimo crossover and his $1 million multi-year contract with the European League. We already know all this stuff, JB. Anything new? Or secret type stuff? I ask. And then JB pulls out a manila envelope. I grab it and glance at the private stamped on the front. In the moment that I decide to put it back, JB snatches it. Let's do this, he says. I resist, ready to take the purple hat box and jet. But I guess the mystery is just too much. We open it. There are 2 letters. The first letter reads, Chuck Bell, the Los Angeles Lakers would like to invite you to our free agent tryouts. We open the other. It starts, your decision not to have surgery means that realistically with patella tendinitis, you may not be able to play again. Patella tendinitis. Noun. The condition that arises when the muscle that connects the kneecap to the shin bone becomes irritated due to overuse, especially from jumping activities, as in, on the top shelf of Mom and Dad's closet, in a silver safety box, JB and I discovered that my dad has jumper's knee, aka patella tendinitis, as in, as a rookie, my dad led his team to the EuroLeague championship, but thanks to patella tendinitis, he went from a superstar with $1 million fadeaway jumper to a star whose career had faded away. As in, I wonder why my dad never had surgery on his patella tendinitis. Sundays after church, when the prayers end and the doors open, the bells hit center stage and the curtain opens up on the afternoon pickup game in the gym at the County Recreation Center. The cast is full of regulars and rookies with cartoon names like Flapjack, Scoobs, and Cookie. The hip-hop soundtrack blasts. The bass booms. The crowd looms. There's music and mocking, teasing non-stop. But when the play begins, all the talk ceases. Dad shovel passes the ball to me. I behind the back pass to JB, who sinks a 20-foot three. See, this is how we act, Sundays after church. Basketball rule number 2. Random text from Dad. Hustle dig, grind, push, run fast, change, pivot, chase, pull, aim, shoot, work, smart, live smarter, play hard, practice harder. Girls. I walk into the lunchroom with JB. Heads turn. I'm not bald like JB, but my hair's close enough so that people sprinting past us do double takes. Finally, after we sit at our table, the questions come. Why do you cut your hair, filthy? How can we tell who's who? JB answers, I'm the cool one who makes free throws. And I holler, I'm the one who can dunk. We both get laughs. Some girl who we've never seen before in tight jeans and pink Reeboks comes up to the table. JB's eyes are ocean wide, his mouth swimming on the floor, his clownish grin embarrassing. So when she says, is it true that twins know what each other are thinking? I tell her, you don't have to be his twin to know what he's thinking. While Vondi and JB debate whether the new girl is a knockout or just beautiful, a hottie or a cutie, a layup or a dunk, I finish my vocabulary homework. And my brother's vocabulary homework, which I don't mind since English is my favorite subject, and he did the dishes for me last week. But it's hard to concentrate in the lunchroom with the girls' step team practicing in one corner, a rap group performing in the other, and Vondi and JB waxing poetic about love and basketball. So when they ask, what do you think, filthy? I tell them, She's pulchritudinous. Pulchritudinous. Adjective. Having great physical beauty and appeal. As in, every guy in the lunchroom is trying to flirt with the new girl because she's so pulchritudinous. As in, I've never had a girlfriend, but if I did, you better believe she'd be pulchritudinous. As in, wait a minute, why is the pulchritudinous new girl now talking to my brother? Practice. Coach reads to us from The Art of War. A winning strategy is not about planning, he says. It's about quick responses to changing conditions. Then he has us do footwork drills followed by 40 wind sprints from the baseline to half court. The winner doesn't have to practice today, Coach says, and Vondi blasts off like Apollo 17, his long legs giving him an edge. But I'm the quickest guy on the team. So on the last lap, I run hard, take the lead by a foot, and even though I don't plan it, I let him win and get ready to practice harder. Walking home. Hey, JB, you think we can win the county championship this year? I don't know, man. Hey, JB, why do you think Dad never had knee surgery? Man, I don't know. Hey, JB, why can't Dad eat? Look, Filthy, we'll win if you stop missing free throws. Nobody likes doctors, and Dad can't eat foods with too much salt because Mom told him he can't. Any more questions? Yeah, one more. You want to play the 21 when we get home? Sure. You got $10? He asks. Man to man. In the driveway, I'm shaking and baking. You don't want none of this, I say. I'm about to take it to the hole. Keep your eye on the ball. I'd hate to see you fall. You should have gone with your girlfriend to the mall. Just play ball, JB shouts. Okay, but watch out, my brother. Tar Heel lover. I'm about to go undercover. Then bring it, he says. And I do, all the way to the top. So smooth, I make him drop. So nasty, the floor should be mopped. But before I can shoot, Mom makes us stop. Josh, come clean your room. After dinner, Dad takes us to the rec to practice shooting free throws with one hand while he stands 2 feet in front of us, waving frantically in our faces. It will teach you focus, he reminds us. 3 players from the local college recognize Dad and ask him for autographs for our parents. Dad chuckles along with them. JB ignores them. I challenge them. It won't be so funny when we shut you amateurs down, will it? I say. Oh, this young boy got hops like his old man, the tallest one says. Talk is cheap, Dad says. If y'all want to run, let's do this. First one to 11. The tall one asks Dad if he needs crutches, then checks the ball to me, and the game begins. Right after JB screams, "Loser pays $20. After we win, I see the pink Reeboks wearing girl shooting baskets on the other court. She plays ball too? JB walks over to her, and I can tell he likes her, because when she goes in for a layup, he doesn't slap the ball silly like he tries to do with me. He just stands there looking silly, smiling on the other court at the pink Reeboks wearing girl. Dad takes us to Krispy Kreme and tells us his favorite story. Again. Didn't Mom say no more donuts? JB asks Dad. What your mother doesn't know won't hurt her, he answers, biting into his 3rd chocolate-glazed cruller. Good shooting today. We beat those boys like they stole something, he adds. Why didn't we take their money, Dad? I ask. They were kids, Filthy, just like y'all. The look on their faces after we beat them 11-0 was enough for me. Remember when you were 2? And I taught you the game. You had a bottle in one hand and a ball in the other. And your mom thought I was crazy. I was crazy. Crazy in love with my twin boys. Once, when you were 3, I took you to the park to shoot free throws. The guy who worked there said, "This basket is 10 feet tall for older kids. Kids like yours might as well shoot at the sun." And then he laughed. And I asked him if a deaf person could write music. And he said, "Huh?" Then took out his wrench and told me, "I'm gonna lower the goal for y'all." We remember, Dad. And then you told us Beethoven was a famous musician who was deaf, and how many times do we have to hear the same? And Dad interrupts me. Interrupt me again, and I'll start all over. Like I was saying, I handed both of you a ball, stood you between the foul line and the rim, told you to shoot. You did, and it was musical, like the opening of Beethoven's Fifth. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Your shots whistled, like a train pulling into the station. I expected you to make it, and you did. The guy was in shock. He looked at me like he'd missed the train. Basketball rule number 3. Never let anyone lower your goals. Others' expectations of you are determined by their limitations of life. The sky is your limit, sons. Always shoot for the sun, and you will shine. Josh's play-by-play. The Red Rockets, defending county champions, are in the house tonight. They brought their whole school. This place is oozing crimson. They're beating us 29-28 with less than a minute to go. I'm at the free throw line. All I have to do is make both shots to take the lead. The first is up, and clank. It hits the rim. The second looks real good, missed again. But Vondi grabs the rebound, a fresh 24 on the shot clock. Number 33 on the Rockets strips the ball from Vondi. This game is like ping pong, with all the back and forth. He races down court for an easy lay. "Oh, Houston, we have a problem." I catch him and slap the ball on the glass. Ever seen anything like this from a 7th grader? Didn't think so. Me and JB are stars in the making. The Rockets full court press me. But I get it across the line just in time. 10 seconds left. I pass the ball to JB. They double team him in a hurry, don't want to give him an easy 3. 5 seconds left. JB lobs the ball. I rise like a Lear jet 7th graders aren't supposed to dunk. But guess what? I snatch the ball out of the air and slam. Yam in your mug. Who's the man? Let's look at that again. Oh, I forgot. This is junior high. No instant replay until college. Well, with game like this, that's where me and JB are headed. The new girl comes up to me after the game. Her smile ocean wide, my mouth wide shut. "Nice dunk," she says. "Thanks." Y'all coming to the gym over the Thanksgiving break? Probably. Cool. By the way, why do you cut your locks? They were kind of cute. Standing right behind me, Vondi giggles. "Kind of cute," he mocks. Then JB walks up. "Hey, JB. Great game. I brought you some iced tea," she says. "Is it sweet?" he asks. And just like that, JB and the new girl are sipping sweet tea together. I missed 3 free throws tonight. Each night after dinner, Dad makes us shoot free throws until we make 10 in a row. Tonight he says I have to make 15. Basketball rule number 4. If you miss enough of life's free throws, you will pay in the end. Having a mother is good when she rescues you from free throw attempt number 36, your arms as heavy as sea anchors. But it can be bad when your mother is a principal at your school. Bad in so many ways. It's always education this and education that. After a double overtime basketball game, I only want 3 things: food, bath, sleep. The last thing I want is education, but each night Mom makes us read. Don't know how he does it, but JB listens to his iPod at the same time. So he doesn't hear me when I ask him, is Miss Sweet Tea his girlfriend? He claims he's listening to French classical, that it helps him concentrate. Yeah, right. Sounds more like Jay-Z and Kanye in Paris. Which is why when Mom and Dad start arguing, he doesn't hear them either. Mom shouts, "Get a checkup. Hypertension is genetic." "I'm fine. Stop high posting me, baby." Dad whispers, "Don't play me, Charles. This isn't a basketball game." "I don't need a doctor. I'm fine." "Your father didn't need a doctor either. He was alive when he went into the hospital." "So, now you're afraid of hospitals?" "Nobody's afraid. I'm fine. It's not that serious." "Fainting is a joke, is it? I saw you, baby, and I got a little excited. Come kiss me." "Don't do that. Baby, it's nothing. I just got a little dizzy." "You love me?" "Like summer loves short nights." "Get a checkup then. Only cure I need is you." "I'm serious about this, Chuck. Only doctor I need is Dr. Crystal Bell. Now, come here." And then there is silence. So I put the pillow over my head, because when they stop talking, I know what that means. Ugh. Hypertension. Noun. A disease otherwise known as high blood pressure. As in, Mom doesn't want Dad eating salt because too much of it increases the volume of blood, which can cause hypertension. As in, hypertension can affect all types of people, but you have a higher risk if someone in your family has had the disease. As in, I think my grandfather died of hypertension. To fall asleep, I count and recount the 37 strands of my past in the box beneath my bed. Why we only ate salad for Thanksgiving. Because every year Grandma makes a big delicious dinner, but this year, 2 days before Thanksgiving, she fell off her front stoop on the way to buy groceries. So Uncle Bob, my mom's younger brother, who smokes cigars and thinks he's a chef because he watches food TV, decided he would prepare a feast for the whole family, which consisted of macaroni with no cheese, concrete hard cornbread, and a greenish-looking ham that prompted Mom to ask if he had any eggs to go along with it, which made Grandma laugh so hard she fell again, this time right out of her wheelchair. How do you spell trouble? During the vocabulary test, JB passes me a folded note to give to Miss Sweet Tea, who sits at the desk in front of me and who looks pretty tight in her pink denim capris and matching sneaks. Someone cracks a window. A cold breeze whistles. Her hair dances to its own song. In this moment, I forget about the test and the note until JB hits me in the head with his number 2. Somewhere between camaraderie and imbecile, I tap her beige bare shoulder with a note. At that exact moment, the teacher's head creeps up from his desk, his eyes directly on me. I'm a fly caught in a web. What do? Hand over the note, embarrass JB? Or hide the note, take the heat? I look at my brother, his forehead a factory of sweat. Miss Sweet Tea smiles, gorgeous pink lips and all. I know what I have to do. Bad news. I sit in Mom's office for an hour, reading brochures and pamphlets about the Air Force and the Marines. She's in and out handling principal stuff. A parent protesting her daughter's F. A pranked substitute teacher crying. A broken window. After an hour, she finally sits in the chair next to me and says, "The good news is, I'm not going to suspend you. The bad news, Josh, is that neither Duke nor any other college accepts cheaters. Since I can't seem to make a decent man out of you, perhaps the Air Force or Marines can." I want to tell her I wasn't cheating, that this is all JB and Miss Sweet Tea's fault, that this will never happen again, that Duke is the only thing that matters. But a water pipe bursts in the girls' bathroom. So I tell her I'm sorry, it won't happen again, then head off to my next class. Gym class is supposed to be about balls. Volleyballs, basketballs, softballs, soccer balls. Sometimes sit-ups, and always sweat. But today Mr. Lane tells us not to dress out. He's standing in front of the class, a dummy laid out on the floor. Plastic, faceless, torso cut in half. I'm not paying attention to anything he's saying, or to the dummy, because I'm watching Jordan pass notes to Miss Sweet Tea. And I wonder what's in the notes. "Josh, why don't you come up and assist me?" "What? Huh?" The class snickers. And before I know it, I'm tilting the dummy's head back, pinching his nose, blowing in his mouth, and pumping his chest 30 times, all the while thinking that if life is really fair, one day I'll be the one writing notes to some sweet girl, and JB will have to squash his lips on some dummy's sweaty mouth. Second quarter.